Hey guys, before we get started on Real Existence today, kind of like I was gonna do with Nonfiction Days before I did a little bait and switch, I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a behind the scenes look at things. For real this time.
You did this already!
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jake, this channel is called Jake of All Trades, and today I am going back and running through Real Existence by Band-Maid again. The first time I did this song and reacted to it, I just did the live version, and this was kind of before I started doing like compare and contrast and stuff. And I had totally missed out on the music video, so I thought today, why not go back and listen to the music video, listen to the live version again, and then kind of pick apart some differences and some things that I like about one and not the other, or you know, maybe just like more than the other instead of just not liking a part of it or whatever, and see if they like, you know, do any kind of change ups that they do from time to time with some songs. So wanted to do that today. So before we get into it, I do want to give a shout out to everyone who suggested Real Existence, and it's a little bit of a rehash from those who suggested it last time, but there's a few more since they're like, hey, I know you already checked out the live version, but why don't you also check out the music video as well? So we have Barry Counts with 2 votes, BM for Life with 11 votes, Chuck Velton, Curtis R. Robles with 4 votes, Dan Joseph, Darren McGregor, Greylock 100, James Godwin, JK Kansas Band with 3 votes, Jonas S., Keith Meyer, LS, Parker, Paul 2472, T0, Tef Physics, Tom Clark with 3 votes, Toshi Matio, Zager Vanguard with 2 votes, and Zabri Abu Bakr with 2 votes. So, large variety of people who suggested this one. This was before the whole hyper commenting on the videos, before I issued that challenge that one day. So, definitely a lot more variety and a lot less overwhelming by one person. So, but that is it for the intro. Without any further ado, let's get into the music video. Okay, Real Existence, the official music video. Here we go. Very different look. This is heavy. The real world. I like the setting on this too. Gosh, there's so much going on. Just between all the change-ups and the background. That you know, that you know. an interesting spelling of fantasy. That one just like slaps you right in the face. Gosh, these full pauses are crazy. Love that riff.
Double timing it.
That was solid. All right, time to get back into the official live video. I do have to say, so like, I had kind of forgotten a little bit about some of the twists and turns in this song because I'd been listening to a lot of like Start Over and Dice and Daydreaming and a few others, Unleash, some of the more recent ones that I've been doing on the channel. They've been sticking in my head a lot more. So it's been a while. And so listening to the music video, even though I've heard the song before when I did the live reaction before, it feels like listening to it for the first time. So this is definitely a little bit of a reminder. So here we go. Real Existence official live video. I'm just gonna take a stab at it and say that they're in drop C sharp again. Not sure though. I was noticing a lot more harmonies between Niku and Saiki in the last one. I just love the fun that they have on stage. There's a Dachino on there too. If I'm not mistaken, Konami seemed a little bit more buried in the music video. I'm really gonna have to listen to this much more closely for the breakdown. I love that double time at the end. That's so good. All right, so I'm gonna be breaking this up into small sections, so there'll be, you know, some cuts in the video and whatnot, because there was just so much to like reabsorb. As I mentioned before, I started up the official live version. Like, I haven't listened to this song in a while, so it took me a while, and it just was kind of like re-listening to it for the first time. Because, you know, like I said, I was some songs that have gotten stuck in my head and have kind of resonated a little bit more with me was like, you know, Nonfiction Days and Unleash and Dice and Daydreaming, as well as Start Over. There's some other ones in there that I've been listening to a little bit more too, because not coming to me at the moment. But so it's been a while since I've listened to this one, and so like I took a stab at it. Trying to figure out what the tuning was in for the guitars. I said drop C sharp because of how heavy this song sounds. I was wrong. I just tested it out over there. It's drop D. But I think I've mentioned in a previous reaction, I think it was from Nonfiction Days, where it was in drop C sharp. I was like, oh yeah, you know, you can do heavy in drop D, but it's a lot harder to do, in my opinion anyway, and they did it. They fooled me. So kudos to them on fooling me on the guitar tuning. And then, so for the intro, like, it's just real. I love the heaviness of it. And, like, thinking about the live version, whether you're listening to the intro in the live version or the studio version, I'm just hyped after listening to that one. And, like, the way Psyche just gets the crowd going is just awesome, and the light show is fantastic. I really liked the setting in the music video as well. Just kind of having that. I'm not sure if it's a temple or a shrine or what exactly. I'm not very familiar with this sort of stuff. Please feel free to educate me in the comments. And you know, kind of being inside and outside, getting kind of like the complexities of the inside, as well as the ornate decorations, both inside and like getting a view of what the outside of the, I'm gonna say temple for now, looks like. So I thought that was some nice visuals. There's definitely a lot more makeup, like a lot more makeup in the music video, and like very different makeup than what I'm used to seeing with their music videos. So I thought that was kind of an interesting twist. So some nice visuals, some really nice visuals with the music video and live version. They're just such different visuals, but like they both are really good in different ways. So I thought that was really interesting. So another thing I noticed when it comes to one of the major differences that I've been noticing, even though Miku's singing in the live version, like I noticed the harmony between Miku and Psyche's vocals are a lot more prominent in the studio recording music video. They just like, it's such a nice blend, and it seems to continue throughout the whole song. Whereas, like in the live version, I mainly just hear like a unison between them. It's not harmonized so much. At least that from what I've been able to hear. Maybe Miku's just very buried. I can't quite tell. But it's what I'm hearing anyway is like Psyche dominating in the live version, whereas like in the music video they blend really well with the harmony, which is really, really nice. Also with the chorus, like I like the chord progression of like it's kind of climbing the minor scale, like down, 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 and then it gets into this section where it's just so disjointed is not the right term, but like there's so many punches in and out, and you just don't really know like, okay, when are they gonna like play the next chord? When are they gonna like punch back in? And then like there's a moment of silence, and then they punch back in again, and it's like this, oh my gosh, what is happening? Like it takes you for such a ride. And then even getting into like the interlude before the next verse, it's kind of like a similar sort of thing where you've got I believe it's Konami doing the main riff, and then like Miku kind of punches in at these seemingly random points, and it's like you're blindfolded and getting smacked in the face. It's like, and even right before the guitar solo too, it's like this really calm portion as well, and you're just like, okay, what's gonna happen? And then it's just explosive, bam! Like, holy crap, didn't see that coming. Like, you should expect it, because like that's the part where the guitar solo should be coming, you know. But like it drops out so much that it's like, oh, well, maybe we're not getting guitar solo. Bam! Okay, we are getting a guitar solo. That kind of hurt. Okay, so getting into like the second verse and the second chorus as well. There's some subtleties that I noticed in the music video studio version that I didn't really pick up on in the live version. Kind of like in Misa's bass during the first part of the second verse, kind of like this really high doo-doo-doo-doo. Was like a really nice touch that kind of got drowned out in the live version, at least from what I could hear anyway. And then kind of going back through that pre-chorus, going into the chorus, there's like this nice little like right before the chorus like comes back in, and so that was kind of a nice little touch that I missed in the live version. And then it wasn't like it was more prominent in the studio version anyway. And then so I mentioned earlier as like I couldn't really hear Miku and her singing so much in the live version, whereas like in the studio music video, it's like, okay, very strong harmony, it's very obvious, and then in the music or in the live version, it's like not so much obvious. It's like Psyche dominated. And one thing I noticed, and I'm grateful for the visuals on the music video, where like in the pre-chorus, Psyche sings the first part of the pre-chorus, and then like it cuts over to Miku, and then she sings that next line, and like, you know, it's very obvious in that version. But then when they did that in the live version, at least on the second pre-chorus, it's like, oh, Psyche definitely sounds a lot louder. Miku, like when they showed her doing her line, it's like, oh gosh, she's kind of buried back there. Like, so maybe she is doing the harmonies, but it's just like she's just so buried in the mix that you can't really hear her that well. I don't know. That's kind of what stood out to me when looking at that portion of the song. So yeah, it kind of going through this a few times and like getting each part a couple times kind of helps me hear things a little bit better. So yeah, kind of interesting that she's so buried. I wish she kind of stood out a little bit more. Well, it is what it is, but it's still like a really electrifying performance. So one of the other things I noticed, I think I noted this as I was reacting to it, but the pause in between like the little riff that they were doing for the build-up and into Konami's guitar solo felt a lot more like the valley was a lot steeper in the studio recording. It's just like almost everything cut out, and for a brief second there was just silence, and then it explodes into Konami's solo. Whereas in the live version, I noticed it was kind of more like the dropout wasn't as pronounced. So it wasn't as much of a slap in the face like it was in the studio version. So like I really like that aspect of the music video a lot more, because it's just like it's so much more valley peak. Like it's such a sudden contrast, and it's much more stark than the live version. So that was something I certainly like over the live version. This is neat too. And then for the guitar solo itself, like there's so much chromaticism going on, even like in the like the rhythm riff, like it's kind of like this rising chord progression, but like halfway through it's like this chromatic. I didn't test this out on the guitar, but just looking at it visually, it looks like a 0, 3, 5, 6, 7, then the chords after that. Didn't catch them all, but and then in Konami's solo, she's like chromatically rising up, is on the scale, and like she takes a break almost, because she's kind of going like absolutely nuts, and then like she takes a moment to kind of breathe with like some kind of like classic style guitar solo, and then is like, okay, we had our moment of melodic goodness, now we're gonna go back to some crazy chromatic rising, and it's crazy. So it's such a intriguing solo. I really like that. Okay, so final chorus and outro. Like one of the things that I noticed about the live version is that like the calm before the storm is a lot more stark. So I was with the music video, like the calm before the storm when it came to the solo was a lot more stark in the music video, but in the post solo, I couldn't think of that for a second. Like the calm before the storm was a lot more stark in the live version. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Like they kind of traded in terms of like their calm before the storm sort of moments. And so I thought that was kind of interesting. And then like going into the outro, I love that double bass. I love that double bass that Akane throws on to finish off the solo. It's just like gives you all the extra energy, and you're just sprinting towards the end if you're running a race. It's so good. And like one other note about the chorus, I know I'm kind of jumping around a little bit. One other note about the chorus I was just thinking of is like there's so many moments where they tease you going in. It's like, oh, are we gonna like go full blown final chorus yet? Oh no, yeah, maybe, no, just kidding. Hey, we're gonna go. No, just we're gonna build it back up. No, it's just like this big push and pull where it's just like, okay, when is the moment gonna come when it's finally gonna go full blown like final chorus? And it's just so engaging. It's so engaging the way that they do that. I mean, like I've been kind of trying to listen through that a little bit, and just like I don't even know, I could be spending so long trying to like figure out like when they're gonna come in, and like why they chose to come in at this point versus another point, and the ways they build it up, and it's so much in that short little section. It's crazy how much they could do to kind of just like grab you, instead of like just letting you zone out, like, oh yeah, this is the pre, like this is chorus 2.0, but it's calm 2.0. Just kind of zone out a little bit. It's just like, no, we're not letting you zone out because we are going to like punch in and pull back, punch in and pull back, and you're like, oh, what's going on? That's so fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. So I'm grateful I came back to this one, and I'm going to be listening to this one a lot more often, because like I said, I had kind of let it fade into the background amidst some of the other ones I've done more recently, and just listened to a lot more recently. So definitely going to make sure that this one's more prominent in my playlist and getting some more time amongst Unleash and Dice and all those other ones. So But thank you for tuning in. That is all for this video. If you like the video, leave a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on all notifications so that you don't miss anything going forward. If you have any suggestions for other Band-Maid songs you'd like to see me do, or another song you'd like to see me revisit, like I missed a music video or live version or something, please drop it in the comments below, and I will certainly get around to it. If you have any suggestions for vocal covers or guitar covers, leave those in the comments below as well, and I'll give you a shout out when I do any of those videos. Thank you to Jonas S. and BM for Life for supporting me on Patreon. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. But that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you, and rock on.